Welcome or welcome back to the Young Lifestyle. This is a favorites video. I know it's almost mid-month and here I am, but I've told you guys, those that are not new to the channel, that you guys are going to get these videos regardless. If we have to do this via candlelight, it's happening. I'm here every week. Okay, so we had to go to the nail salon earlier because, there was no way I could go another week without having my nails done. I usually just fast forward. I usually get my nails done every 3 weeks. And recently it has not been 3 weeking. Like by week 2, I'm already looking a little raggedy. I can do a little raggedy, but just all the way, nah, it's not happening. But anyway, we went to the nail salon. I'll tell you guys later about do I want to call it a dilemma? I think I'm being an only child and being dramatic if I call it a dilemma, but you let me know. I'll let you know what happened at the nail shop. And we're going to get into some favorites that I had from last month. I already have my favorites stacked up for this month because, babe, it's been a wild ride. But I'm done talking off your ear for this intro. Let's just get started. Okay, so let's start off with the pen and pen-like items. I say pen-like items too because I've been really obsessed with the Kakimori dip pens. Now, they are an investment, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. For some people, they love it. For other people, they, depending on how often they test out inks, they just think it's okay. But I think because I'm starting to get deeper into the fountain pen life, I'm starting to love them even more. Again, they are an investment. And I say investment only because the holder and the nib is so separate. Yeah, it's one of those situations. And I did recently, in May, I treated myself to the holder. They come in different colors, but they have like this marbling effect. It's so cute. I just love it. Has a dip in the middle. I'm not sure if you can tell that it does, but it holds it while you're. See, I'm a sucker for stuff like this. Yeah, it makes me happy. So yes, we're loving these. Now this one I believe is more of a limited edition version. The wood with the brass. I just love that. Okay? Yes. Also, I've been using a lot in my Hobonichi's felt tips and this Sharpie pen. Some items you will be seeing over from past months because if it's good, it stays. And if it's not good, you'll never see it again. But these two, the Sharpie Pen and the Signo, the Uniball Signo. For those that are new here, I love a good bold tip. And this girl right here, ooh, she's good. I always go back to this pen pouch. It is one of my faves. Again, I have other leather pen pouches, but I believe it's because of the structure, the way it stands up by itself. If nothing is in it, it's still going to look like this. It reminds me a lot of the Louis Vuitton pencil case, which that is on my bucket list, but for that price point, I could get a lot of pens. When I say a lot of pens, I could buy a lot of pens. with the Louis Vuitton pen pouch, which I believe, I don't think it's discontinued, but from what my friends say, it's harder to find. The original pen pouch that they had with the monogram, I would get that in a heartbeat, but I haven't seen that on the website in a while. Anyway, I'm ranting. But this is my girl. She's tried and true, and she's here to stay. I do need to get some leather lotion on her, but she's cute. Yeah. Another tried and true girl. My Levenger hole punch. Now, if you know me, you know that I will hole punch any journaling card, any insert from a menu, anything. When you start getting into journaling or planning or anything that has to do with paper and you're going with desk-bound systems, you definitely want to get a good hole punch. Now, Levenger has two hole punches. They have a more heavy-duty hole punch. I think that's for more people who really are hole punching either thicker paper, or not sure, maybe you own a stationery shop and you want to have items already hole punched, because it's more of a metal hole punch, if that makes sense. I'll show a picture of the other hole punch that they have, but they also have this one, and of course I picked the green. I believe they also have this in blue. This thing, when I tell you, it takes a licking and keep on ticking. I've had this for a long time. I can't even tell you how long I had it, but it's tried and true. It's an awesome, awesome, awesome hole punch. It is available on their website, also on Amazon, depending on how you like to shop. But it's great. Again, I'll link it so you can get your hands on it too. All of my discbound needs I use for her, and she is great. We get quite a few journaling cards. If you're a part of any sub box, I'm a part of the cloth and paper sub box, and when we get journaling cards, I'm forever hole punching that and putting it in my planner, especially my CP Petite. But yeah, love her. All right. Listen, the one thing about this printer, I can say that it's a bit warm. The way it prints out, it is a bit warm. That's why I want to try other printers to see which one I like the most. This cover, the cover of this magazine I saw a TikTok video and she was talking about how this was one of her favorite Rihanna covers. And I just, talked about it. Sometimes when you just need a journal entry, child, you get it any way you can. But I just think if you're looking for like a quick fix to wanting to get in some good journal entries, and or if you're, what is the word I'm looking for? Memory keeping. Wow. My brain is trash, but we move on. If you want to do some memory keeping, or if you've just been looking for a good printer to put in your bag or your tote bag, this is a great option. But again, it prints warm. So just FYI, I don't mind it because I kind of figured out the app enough to know how to print out. But I'll also link the ink paper that I use because it's not Canon. Hello. And you get way more paper than you would for the small Canon packs that you get that go with it. So I'll do that as well. Okay, so iPod log. Now, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I have this theory. Because I use so many sticky notes, like sticky notes are life over here, and because I use so many sticky notes, when I go through my sticky notes, because at the end of the week I have a stack of them, if within that stack I see a pattern, that lets me know if I have a lot of sticky notes for one subject, I need a notebook. So I can't tell you how many sticky notes I had from listening to podcasts, like dropping gems or just something that inspires me. I'm all about a good quote. But I said, you know what? I need to create like a pod log or somewhere where I can write out what these people are saying and what I should go back to. But I have such a large idea for this. So I want some sort of intro where I have a list of my favorite pods or a list of all the pods that are in here. And then, like, say I put here dedicated page per pod. That way it's more organized by color coding. So saying that to say, I started using some of these spotlight stickers from Coffin Paper uh, because that's what I had. And most likely it's going to be these. They have all sorts of colors. So I want my stickers or page flags to be in unison. I want them to all look the same. So we're using these because we have a bunch of these. Plus I need to place another order. Anyway, like you see how I put this here, and I could have it sticking out here too if I wanted to do that. I could do this. And because they easily restick, I could do that if I wanted to just like go, I'm like, oh, in hindsight is in this brown color. Again, I could just go to it. That way I don't have to have all of his pod posts in one area and just like, because at first I was like, oh, I could just take this much and use it for hindsight. I'm like, no, I don't want it to be that structured because because when I tell you, when I tell you, this man has so many things, so many gems that he drops that would not be enough. So I just want to make it to where it's color coded and I could just add the information that way. And then here, like I love the Joe Budden podcast as well, but I also, Dear to See is a new podcast that I've been listening to, but you get the point. Just having a place to write down the things that either inspire you or you think is funny or you just want to keep for reference, that is what the pod log is. And eventually we will have whole pod log episodes. But for right now, I just wanted to tell you because I'm just getting started and I want to at least have a good amount of entries before I make a whole video about it. So just consider yourself in the know early on. And then we could talk about some of the pods that I like. We could listen in to a little bit of the pods that I like. If you have a podcast or if you know podcasts that I should be listening to, let me know. I'm always willing to listen because that's what sometimes I listen to while I'm working because I need something going while I'm working. So yeah, let me know. Okay, so the faith planner. You guys know, or you probably don't know if you're new here, but I love that I was able to get this cover before it went away. It's still available on the pre-loved market, of course, but we love her so much over here. So the cover is definitely a favorite. I think it's a forever favorite. I'm so glad that I got it before the new covers that they have now are out. They're just not my aesthetic. I would have never thought that this would be my aesthetic because if you know me, you know, other than my nails, I'm a neutral girl. Wait a minute, let's get into someone who commented on my okay, calm down. Let's get into someone who commented on one of my videos. And she said, I guess because I mentioned that I was a neutrals girl. And she said something to the effect of, she said, you're a neutrals girl, but your nails say, give me all the color. I was just like, yes, girl, yes. Because when it comes to my nails, it used to be my toes. Like back in the day when I was younger, oh baby, busy toe was a thing, okay? My designs on my toes used to be crazy. Now I'm so plain Jane on my toes and give me all the designs on my nails. But anyway, saying all that to say, this would have never been something that I would say, oh yes, but because it was Virgil inspired and I don't know, these colors really resonated with me. I mean, it's just a plus that my clip matches. But this is my face log or journal, whatever you want, whatever you would like. But let me see if I can show you the beginning. So I can show you, okay. So for example, I've shown this before, but for the newbies, I listen to a devotional every morning, other than Sunday. I listen to a daily devotional and I usually write the scripture because for every devotional reading, there is the scripture that they go by. And I also write down when I go to church online. So, as I was saying, I go to church online here. So I keep a log of that. And I also keep a log of the devotional readings, just in case sometimes I want to go back. Sometimes I put stars next to some of the readings that I want to go back and read on, or a quote that I got from there that I really like. But for the most part, what we do here is this is where it starts. Okay, so I have an index here on whether it's midweek service or Sunday service. I now write them at the top. In the beginning, this was just me just trying to figure out like how I wanted to lay this out. This is a Hobonichi day free. So it is called the day free because normally a Hobonichi would have dailies or weeklies. And this has none of that. This literally has the month on 2 page that I showed you before. And all the other pages is just free graph paper. But I love that the graph paper has a line that separates, because what I like to do is, let me see if I can show you a better example. What I like to do, as you see here, sometimes scripture I can write on this side, and then here I could write notes for church. And sometimes here I'd write a quote or something that my pastor said, and then here I would reference the scripture that he was referencing to that. But as you see here, even though I wrote out Sunday service, I did color code it. And you'll see it throughout there. And the more I'm writing, the more I realize, the more I'm purging through pens. Because look at this. I'm not a fan of light colored pens. I like a good juicy pen. You see the difference in that? Yeah. So writing more has definitely helped me to purge through pens and to see what I really love. Because I'm at a point right now that I don't want any pen that doesn't make me feel like, wow, that is an amazing pen. And I feel like everyone should really go through their pens, because I feel like sometimes we get caught up in just the buying aspect of it, just wanting to try, which is nothing wrong with that. Try all the pens, but I want you to try the pens only to find your holy grail pens. I need you to only have pens that make you happy. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So this is an example of me writing down my pen. I'll get closer. I've started to put my pen on the page that I'm writing on, because I always go back and look at a spread and I'm like, ooh, that was a juicy pen, right? So I always do that here. And if you notice, on my A6 Hobonichi, at the top, I always write the pen that I'm using. And I always do pen nib, color, and body, because I don't know what it is, but the color of the body of the pen sometimes changes the quality of the ink flow. I don't know. Maybe it's just me overlooking things, but I always write pen nib, the nib size, the color of the ink, and the body. It's just something that, plus these squares up top, I don't really, people usually cover those with washi tape, and I'm like, no, I can use that. I need to use that. But that's just my method. And this one was for this pen. See why I love this pen? You see how juicy that pen is, girl? You see? Girl or guy, I'm so sorry. This is a gender neutral channel, okay? We love everybody over here. We love all y'all. But you see how juicy that pen is? See that? That's why you need to write down what pen. I'm telling you, now don't get me wrong, there are some days that I forget, a lot of days, and I think that's why I've been more. See, this one is this pen. This is an honorable mention, but I've mentioned this pen before. The Uniball 207. Let me tell you something. Uniball is out here giving it to the children. Uniball is really the Beyonce of pens. I'm just saying. Really. They're like, oh, you like a felt tip? We got that. Oh, you like ballpoint? Yeah. We got that. Oh, you like a juicy pen? Oh, absolutely. On aisle 6. I love me a good Uniball. And they love your girl. Every time I've mentioned them on a post, they always slide in my DMs like, hey, girl, can we use that? We're going to mention you. Yeah. I love them. They're really sweet. Whoever is in charge of social media for Uniball, they're doing an excellent job. See, I'm doing too much. They're doing an excellent job, Bernice, just because they post your stuff. Girl, bye. So yes, this page is also an example of posting a quote and then referencing the scripture that connects to the quote, because your girl needs help. Because sometimes I need some help with understanding the Bible. That's just me. I'm sure that's probably just me, because y'all are real spiritual. Y'all need no help. You know the Lord more than me. I'll give that to you. I'll give it just for now. For now, I'll give it to you. But yeah, I'm obsessed with my faith planner. It's coming along. I did buy the day free. Now, if you know the day free does not come thick like the A5. This is the A5 size, by the way. This is my food journal, and this is a full year. But this is thicker only because this is a page for each day of the year. Okay? Now, I'm schooling you on the Hobonichi style. Now, the A6 does not come with weeks, right? Because the weeks have been beating your girl down, doing the days and the weeks. So, for our day, this is my daily journal. So, for the daily journal, you do not have weeks. You have the month on 2 pages, and you have the dailies. But I also slim this journaling situation down also because I bought the Avec. Now, when you buy the Avec, Hobonichi comes in a whole lot of different arrays of ways you can plan or journal. So they have the regular cousin, that the original cousin was A6, this size. But it was the full year, so it was chunkier. They also have the day free, where you get the month on 2 page, and then you get free graph paper with the line on the side. Then you have the bigger sizes, this is the A5. I wanted to get A5 because I had A6 last year, and I felt like I wasn't writing enough because I was afraid for it to fill up. So I got the A5 this time, which is perfect. I will be going with A5 again for 2026. This is the A5, so it has month, week, and days in it. The only reason I signed up for this for my food journal is because I eat every day, every week, every month. So I will most likely be using it, which this has really been helpful, but we'll have another video about that. But So this is going to be over soon at the end of this month, and then we're going to be starting anew. So yeah, that's the breakdown. Well, I think that's all I have for you this week. Thank you guys so much for all the sweet comments you've been leaving under my videos. Just sporadic, like you're binging my content. You guys are obsessed with me. I'm just joking. I quit. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. All of the comments that you've been leaving me and suggestions and just saying what you want to buy or asking me about links to items. I'm never, ever, ever going to say no. I'm always going to point you to where you need to purchase something. So I really wanted to take the time to thank you guys for even contributing to the conversation, however you do, even if it's something that you have a hot take about or that you don't like. Feel free. You know, I'm Peter Pan to the trolls, honey. So however you come, I'm going to answer. Just be prepared. But I do want to thank you guys once again for another week of me showing up for myself. Even if I get no comments, I will be here every week. And you know, if I'm not here, something ain't right. Something ain't right. But for the most part, we're going to show up and we're going to be here because that's what makes us happy. And I will see you here next week. I wish you all a beautiful week, and I'll see you later. Bye.